G'day guys, welcome back to Madmux 4x4. And we're in the garage, so you guys know what that means. We're doing some more mods to Madmux. In this episode, we are installing a Piak Genesis loop bar. I have been wanting this Bullbar ever since I got the car, which was nearly 2 years ago, and the time has finally come. So it got sent down to McCormack's 4-wheel drive to get color matched, and they have done a stellar job. So I'm so excited to see it on the car. A few accessories to put on the bar as well. So I've got a set of the Altig Rogue 7, so a 7-inch spotty, and they have a DRL, which hopefully will match the headlights as well, so that'll look really grouse. So you can kind of see the vision I'm going for with the white sort of aesthetic. So I think that is going to look absolutely killer. So keen as to get them on and wire them up. So I'll show you guys that in the next episode of the wiring standpoint, but in this episode, we're just gonna get everything installed. Now, Piak have designed a cube light bracket. So for indicators and fog lights, they send out like the circle style, and it's just not really that nice in my opinion. So we've got these cube light brackets. So they essentially sit in behind here, and I've got a set of the Altig just cube lights. So these are gonna act as my fog lights and indicators. So they're basically gonna protrude through the bar like this. And to get the indicator look from a floodlight, we've got some orange lens covers. So hopefully that will give it the amber look. And I mean, it should work. And with the fog lights, we've got the black covers as well, just to sort of tie it all in. So obviously Piak Genesis, so it's a steel bar. So I think it weighs like 65 kilos. So I'm curious to see the suspension side of things, whether that has to get changed, probably, especially with the rear bar coming. Oops, did I just spoil that? Yes, I did. So, and obviously I'll address the other elephant in the room. There's a set of Legend X rock sliders there. So that'll be a next episode. So get really keen for that. So basically I think we'll turn the car around, get some room in here, pull the bumper off. We'll bolt up the winch cradle and yeah, see how we go.
So what are you doing now, Connor?
Stuffing. Yeah, seeing what I need to do next. Okay, so funny side apart, I'm actually gonna read the instructions because I think it's quite essential. So basically, what Piak are asking is, obviously with all the new bash plates, all the old ones have to come off. So we'll get the bash plates off. These bumper support clips here have to come off. These lower fender supports have to come off because this actually gets cut with the new splash guards on the Bullbar. So that I'm actually really excited to see how much more ground clearance we get. And I obviously should have measured, but we'll be able to tell by visual. So, and obviously, yeah, this crash bar has to come off. So might roll some music, maybe roll a time lapse or whatever, and yeah, start ripping her apart. Alrighty guys, so that is sort of like the main bracket assembly together. It's obviously loose at the moment, just so that, you know, all the bolts lined up easier. But I tell you what, all the fixings and everything, they seem like really good quality. So obviously they supply black fixtures for where you actually see, and the rest is like this zinc coated, whatever it is. But yeah, everything just feels really nice. No sharp edges. All the welds look good. So yeah, I think so far from what I'm seeing from PIAC guys, it's looking like a really good quality bar. So I reckon we will basically nip all this assembly up, because it's sort of, there's only one place it can sit. So, and obviously here as well, this is where your winch would sit. So again, that looks really beefy. So yep, I reckon we'll nip up all of these bolts and torque them to spec. And yeah, nearly look at getting the Bullbar up for a test fit and see how we go. Holy shit. Guys, and I tell you, my vision is coming together. I am not kidding. This thing looks absolutely unreal. So you can see it's now about like 4:30. So I've been playing around with it for like the past hour, just trying to get everything perfect. So I went down to Bunnings actually and brought just some like door weather stripping just to put in that gap, because I've seen a lot, like people have like a 20 mil gap, some people have barely any. So this rubber's about 10 mil. So I've got that in that side. It's the same gap around the headlight, so that's all nice. Same on this side. Now the bar is also protruding out a little bit more on the passenger side, so to basically, yeah, 5 mil over, I just have to loosen these ones off where it bolts onto the face of the chassis and move it over that 5 mil, and that should be perfect. But so I'm happy with where it's sitting. So basically you have your three main mounting bolts, but there's one there and one down there, and that basically locks it in different holes that don't have the slotting, so it's much more, it can't move. So I've marked them, so now we've got to pull the Bullbar back off. I'll draw those holes out, and then basically we'll mount fog lights, mount everything, and then fit the Bullbar for the last time, and yeah. Okay guys, so the cube light brackets are in. So yeah, they're just really easy, 4 bolts there. As you can see, all the parking sensors are in too. So I had to, lucky I had my little flush cut snips, because the sensor like holders are only supposed to go into plastic, and it's like 1 to 2 mil, whereas the bar's like 3-4 mil. So I basically had to snip all the retaining clips down so that they could clip in all the way. So that was a bit annoying, but so yeah, that's all sorted. So all 4 sensors are in now. So I'm just going to run the wiring and tidy it all up with some sticky pads. And I'm just going to quickly paint this white section here. So everything's all clean. I've cleaned everything up. So really, just got to paint these, tidy up that wiring, and we'll be ready to put the bar on. Alrighty guys, so pretty big change of plans. So I'm actually going to do everything in one video now, because otherwise the next episode would have just been rock sliders and moving the aerial, so no real point in that. So we'll get it all done in this video. So I've actually been contemplating, so the Altique Rogue 7s, they look grouse, but the white's different. So, and I'm pretty, like they look cool, but I feel like they just look lost. So what I've done is I've gone to Repco, and now this will all make sense later on. Oh, this will all make sense in a few months' time. So I've got a set of the Steady Type X Evos. So same size, 7-inch. And now I was actually going to get these originally until I saw the Altiques, and I was like, oh, they look cool. So unfortunately, I probably won't run the Altiques, and I'll most likely return them. But the thing with these Type X Evos is they have a 4-inch model, and I've always loved the idea of bonnet lights. So they're the lights that sit up here on the corner and poke out. So I've always wanted to put them on, and they're the exact same design as the spotties I've just bought. So they'll sort of tie in, and down the road, I want to fill this void here in between the rack and the tent. And I think either a light bar down the bottom, or I've seen it done once, is a bunch of the little 4-inch spotties across the top. And I think that'll look really cool, sort of like a pre-runner spec. So I'll unbox this light and I'll sit it next to the Altique just so you can see the difference. And yeah, we'll see how this looks. Okay, I think Steady won up the Altique with their packaging. I'm gonna use that as a camera bag. That's a really nice bag. So they've got the other cool thing about this is these rings are removable, and I've actually thought about it with the bonnet lights and the ones on the tent is actually color coding these white. I think that'll look cool, but I think I'll run the orange ones for now just to tie in with the indicators. But I do think, just sit that in there for now. Yep, I'm sold on that. I feel like the Altiques, the thing is that I'm looking at it is everything's white here, obviously, and then the grill's quite dark, and the Altiques just, they don't quite, it was good in my head, but seeing it in person, they just get lost. So I really think these Steadies were the right choice. Okay guys, so there is the Altique Rogue 7, and here's the Steady Evo X 7. So they're both 7-inch. I think I'm gonna stick with the Steadies. That definitely looks way better. So let me know in the comments, guys. So this ring here, they're removable. And do you think that would look good color coded? But I also think it suits with the orange indicator and the black lens cap on the fog light. I don't know, you guys let me know in the comments, but I definitely think the Steadies are a keeper. Yeah, that looks far better. So we'll get these mounted up, and then I'm really itching to get these rock sliders on. So I think we'll do that straight after we get these spotties on. But this Bullbar, I'm so happy with. So I have driven the car, so I'll lock the car so you can see the indicators. So that, and yeah, the amber actually is really good. They're not too bright, which is fantastic. So that's worked out well. So I've just done a dodgy joint at the moment, but I want to go through and put Deutsch plugs on everything. So we'll do that. But yeah, I want to get these rock sliders out of the way. So let's get to it. Rightio guys, so the spotties are now on. I think that was definitely the choice, eh? That looks so good. So basically we'll put the sliders on now. So Nelson's unwrapping these sliders, and we'll see how these look. I'm being really frothing to get these on, because even like popping the rooftop tent when we get to a camping spot, I've got to like step on the tire, then up on the bonnet, because there's just nowhere to step on. So and also protection for while driving. So we'll do that. And also, you guys ready for this? Little sneaky. She's fixed. So the car went in for its 45,000 kilometre service, and basically they said, I've still got to put the grommet back in, but they said it was my wiring that had basically caused the back boot wiring to pinch on that edge. Anyway, so they said they weren't going to touch it, so I looked at it and I pulled everything apart, and there was no damage to the wiring. So I brought these struts from the wreckers, $200, and problem solved. So absolutely stoked with that. All right, so let's see how these sliders look and get them on. Alrighty guys, and just like that, Madmux now has some bar work. How good does this look? To say I'm stoked is an understatement. So to go over what we did in the last 2 days, so we've got the PIAC Genesis Bullbar. Now that's been color matched in the Isuzu white, and the color matching is absolutely flawless. So this paintwork was done by McCormack's and in Sandgate, Brisbane, and they have done a stellar job. So for indicators and fog lights, we've got the Altique 4-inch cube lights. Now that amber cover actually works really well as an indicator, and I'm really happy with how that's turned out. And on the front, so we did go for the Altique Rogue 7s, but I've actually switched them out to these Steady Evo X's, and they're a 7-inch as well. Because the white Altiques just sort of got lost in the Bullbar, so I really think those Steadies really set it off and match the orange of the indicators. So then on the front of the Bullbar as well, we've got the GME fold down bracket. So that's got my little stubby GME aerial on it. So that wiring's all nice and tidy with some sheathing over it. So again, really tidy install there. And on the side, we've got the Legend X rock sliders. So unfortunately, they were damaged when, I got them. So I am going to let them know that I am probably going to want some replacement, because yeah, for the $2,000 you pay, I really think, you should get a nice quality item. So hopefully hit them up and see if we can get them replaced. But so that's actually, I think that's it for what we did. So what's next? I've ordered the rear bar, but I'm not going to tell you guys what's happening with that, because I got something really special happening. So all I'll say is Jimny tail lights. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, so that's soon. But otherwise, we're just going to keep plotting along with Madmux. We got some tie mirrors, and we need some more lights. So I want to fill in that void underneath the rooftop tent, and I want to see if we can fit a 270-degree awning. So that is something that we will look forward to. So again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and thank you for sticking around to the end. Make sure you subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this in the future, and I'll see you on the next one.